Timing is like the shadow of a bridge passing over a boat. It changes in one instant, and once that instant is gone, there is no way to bring it back. No matter how hard you try, no matter how clever your plan is, some endings will never become what you wanted. Julianne Potter and Michael O'Neill were once lovers in college. They were young, proud, and certain they had the whole world ahead of them. After graduation, they broke up and went their separate ways, but they made a promise. If both of them were still single by the time they turned 28, they would marry each other. For years, that promise sat quietly in the background of Julianne's life. Then Michael finds the perfect woman first. When Julianne hears the news, she practically falls out of bed. Suddenly, she realizes something she has spent years refusing to admit. She may have dated plenty of men, and she may have criticized all of them with brutal precision, but the only man who ever truly moved her heart was Michael. Julianne is a famous food critic, sharp-tongued and hard to impress. She is just as picky with men as she is with food. No man can last more than 2 weeks with her, except Michael. Michael and Julianne once fit together naturally. They were sweet, easy, and happy for about a month before Julianne panicked. The problem was not Michael, it was her own fear. She thought being in love did not match the independent, untouchable image she had built for herself, so she deliberately picked a fight and ended the relationship. At the breakup, Michael was hurt, but he only said one thing: Julianne was his best friend. That was one of the few times Julianne ever cried. For the next 9 years, they stayed close under the name of friendship. They shared laughter, tears, late-night drinks, phone calls, secrets, and daily life. One night, after drinking too much, Michael made that famous promise. If they were both single at 28, they would be together. Julianne remembered. Now her 28th birthday is only 3 weeks away. Her friend George Downs teases her about it, and Julianne pretends not to care. But deep down, she is nervous. Then Michael calls. For 1 second, Julianne imagines he might be calling to honor the promise, but instead, he tells her he has found true love. Her name is Kimberly Wallace, or Kimmy. They have only known each other a short time, but he is sure. And the wedding is this weekend, 3 days away. Michael does not notice how shaken Julianne is. He is too happy, too excited, and too eager for Julianne to meet his bride. Julianne politely says congratulations, but inside, the promise she carried for years collapses into cold rain. On the way to the airport, Julianne calls George and declares her mission. She is going to win Michael back before the wedding. When she arrives, she meets Kimmy. Kimmy is young, beautiful, wealthy, warm, and almost painfully sincere. She knows all about Julianne because Michael has talked about her so much. Instead of treating Julianne as a threat, Kimmy immediately welcomes her and even asks her to be a bridesmaid. Julianne does not know what to do with that kind of kindness. While trying on the bridesmaid dress, Julianne calls George to complain. Then Michael walks in with clothes for her, and Julianne panics and covers herself. Michael is completely casual. He jokes that they have seen each other before, and even tells her she looks beautiful. Those little comments give Julianne hope. She convinces herself Michael must still have feelings for her. Julianne begins looking for ways to break the engagement. First, she tries to convince Kimmy that Michael's life will be hard to accept. Michael is only a sports writer. He works long hours, travels constantly, makes less money than Kimmy's family, snores, and will never change. Kimmy is not bothered. She knows Michael has flaws. She does not want him to become someone else. She believes loving a person means accepting the whole person, not editing them into a fantasy. Kimmy admits there is only one thing that might threaten the wedding: Julianne. Michael has mentioned Julianne so many times that Kimmy knows Julianne has a mythic place in his life. But after meeting Julianne, Kimmy says she understands the difference between an ideal and real love. Julianne may be the woman Michael once put on a pedestal, but Kimmy is the one standing beside him now. Julianne hates hearing that because it is too close to the truth. Still, she does not give up. When she learns that Kimmy cannot sing, Julianne brings everyone to a karaoke bar. Michael loves places like this. Kimmy is uncomfortable and has no idea how to join in. Julianne and Michael talk easily, with the old rhythm only they understand, while Kimmy sits outside the conversation. Then someone hands over a microphone. Julianne knows Kimmy cannot sing, but she encourages her anyway, hoping Kimmy will humiliate herself. Kimmy does sing badly, but she keeps going. Her courage wins over the room. People begin clapping along, supporting her, and Michael looks at her with open affection. By the end of the song, Michael and Kimmy are kissing, and Julianne's plan has backfired completely. Later, Julianne and Michael sit under a bridge and eat together. Julianne brings up his job. She says Kimmy is amazing for being willing to leave school and follow Michael around the country for his career. Michael is a sports writer, and he spends much of the year traveling. It is not a stable life. Julianne subtly suggests that Kimmy's wealthy father could help Michael get a better office job. Michael insists Kimmy would never do that. So the next day, Julianne suggests it to Kimmy. Kimmy knows Michael loves his work, but Julianne's words make her doubt herself. At dinner, Kimmy tells Michael that her father's company is reorganizing its public relations department and could give him a position. Michael becomes furious. He thinks Kimmy is ashamed of his career. Kimmy breaks down too. She is willing to give up everything for Michael, while he seems to care more about his job than about what she is sacrificing. The fight hurts them both, but Kimmy quickly admits she made a mistake. Michael sees her tears and softens. Julianne's scheme fails again. If anything, Michael and Kimmy seem closer. Julianne gets drunk, and George flies in to help her. George tells her to stop playing games. If she loves Michael, she should say it directly. She should tell him she loves him so much that she is scared of losing herself. Julianne takes this as encouragement, but George knows something she does not. He thinks Julianne may need to hit the wall herself before she finally stops. Just as Julianne prepares to confess, Michael gives her the wedding rings for safekeeping. As his best friend, she is supposed to help him get married. The confession dies in her throat. Instead, Julianne blurts out that her fiancé has arrived. She means George. George takes a few seconds to understand the lie, then instantly plays along. At the family gathering, he embellishes their fake love story with charm and theatrical confidence. Everyone is entertained, everyone except Michael. Michael cannot quite laugh. He feels something he does not know how to name. After George leaves, Julianne tells Michael the truth. George is not her fiancé. He is her friend, and he already has a partner. Michael is the man she has always measured everyone against. Michael's strange mood suddenly makes sense. Possessiveness does not only exist in romance. 9 years of closeness can become something hard to cut away, even when neither person knows what to call it. Michael asks Julianne for one last moment alone. On a boat, he opens his heart. Julianne will always be his goddess, the woman just out of reach. No matter how close they were, she always seemed far away. Then he met Kimmy, a warm, bright, open-hearted woman who does not pull away when he reaches for her. Kimmy says what she feels. She loves without hiding. Kimmy taught him what real love feels like. Still, Michael and Julianne's story remains in the air between them. The mood is soft, nostalgic, almost too perfect. He remembers their old song, and because Julianne has been learning to dance for him, they dance on the boat in the sunlight. For a few minutes, they are young again. Then the boat passes under a bridge, and shadow crosses their faces. Julianne smiles through the ache. This is their last private moment, and she knows it. But knowing is not the same as letting go. Julianne still cannot accept losing Michael, so she takes the most reckless step yet. She sneaks into the office of Kimmy's father and writes an email in his name to Michael's boss, asking that Michael be fired. Her idea is cruel and desperate. If Michael believes Kimmy's family destroyed his career, maybe the wedding will fall apart. After writing the email, Julianne finally calms down and realizes how dangerous it is, but she does not delete it. By accident, a secretary sends the message from the drafts folder. The damage is immediate. Michael calls Kimmy in anger, believing she and her family tried to control his future. Kimmy has no idea what he is talking about. They fight over the phone, and for a moment, the wedding really does seem close to collapse. But Julianne does not feel happy. Michael does not cancel the wedding, and Kimmy is still waiting for him to come back. Julianne, carrying her guilt, becomes the messenger between them. Kimmy still wants to believe in Michael, and Michael eventually forgives Kimmy. Even after only a short time together, they have both given their hearts fully. Now Julianne has almost no time left. If she does not tell Michael the truth, she will lose him forever. When she finally faces him, Julianne becomes nervous and awkward, like a girl confessing her first love. She tells him what has been buried for 9 years. She has loved him all this time, but she was too arrogant and too afraid to admit it. She was the one who pushed him away, believing she was protecting herself. Now she regrets it. She realizes there may be thousands of people in the world, but only one person who truly understands your heart. Then she kisses him. Michael is shaken, but Kimmy sees the kiss. Julianne loses completely. Heartbroken, Julianne asks George why Michael still does not choose her after she finally confessed. George gives her the calm truth she needs. From the beginning, Julianne has been chasing something that was no longer hers. The wedding is at 6. She has only a little time left to do the right thing. At the train station, Michael waits alone, unable to find Kimmy. Julianne finally tells him everything. The schemes, the email, the lies, all of it. Michael is furious. Julianne begs for forgiveness. Michael softens enough to thank her for saying she loves him. He is flattered, even moved. But he did not come to the station for Julianne. He came for Kimmy. This is where he proposed to her. Julianne finally understands. The person in your hand, the person who chooses you now, is the person who matters. Michael's future is not waiting in an old promise. It is with Kimmy. So Julianne decides to help him find her. She finds Kimmy hiding in a bathroom. Kimmy is angry, hurt, and openly hostile. Julianne does not defend herself. She admits defeat completely. In this game of love, Kimmy is the winner because Kimmy loved honestly. The wedding goes forward. Julianne walks down the aisle as a bridesmaid. She once believed she might be the heroine of Michael's life. Instead, she is a passing figure in the story that belongs to Michael and Kimmy now. After the ceremony, Michael and Kimmy prepare to leave. Julianne watches them from the crowd, swallowed by the noise and movement around her. Then Michael appears and gives Julianne one last hug. He will never forget his best friend. It would be too simple to say he never loved her. There were looks and memories between them that were more than ordinary friendship. But Julianne said nothing for years, did nothing when it mattered, and Michael eventually stopped waiting. He found someone who did not hide love behind pride. Julianne was present at the wedding, but only as a bridesmaid. Michael danced with someone else. All he can give Julianne now is a hug that means farewell, blessing, and thank you for being part of my life. Then her phone rings. Before she even answers, Julianne smiles because she knows who it is. It is George. He has heard that Michael and Kimmy reconciled, and he tells Julianne she did the right thing. As a reward, he has come to the reception. He invites her to dance. Julianne and George hold each other and dance. Maybe they will never marry. Maybe there is no romance between them, but they can still be there for each other. They can still dance. Most of us have known someone like Michael at some point. Maybe that person was not objectively the best in the world, but to us, they shone brighter than anyone else. Other people might have passed them by without a second thought, but to us, they were everything. You had private anniversaries, private songs, private jokes, and memories no one else could understand. The world may have seen only two friends, but between you, there was a whole language that belonged only to the two of you. When you are young, you may believe that kind of bond is enough to last forever. Then you grow older, and restlessness arrives. The world feels too big to focus on just one person. There are too many possibilities, too many other people, too many imagined futures. So you leave. You give up what is familiar and go looking for something better. Only later do you realize that youth ended while you were searching. Some things cannot be recovered. The movie is gentle, funny, and romantic, but it is also honest. Julianne is beautiful, smart, and successful, yet none of that gives her the right to win a love she was too proud to choose when it was still available. Love is not something you receive just because you finally understand it. If you want love, you have to act with courage, honesty, and care when the moment is still there. Once the moment passes, regret cannot turn back time. So cherish the present. Say what matters before it becomes memory. And when someone else's happiness is no longer yours to claim, let them go with grace. That's all for today's movie recap. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share. I'll see you in the next one.